Alright everybody, what we have here is a Future FT15 mini excavator. Don't see a whole lot of information about these online, so let's go over this and see how these compare. This one's yellow.
This one's red.
Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing if you want a red one. Well, too bad they come in yellow. Alright, so as you see here, we've also got a CFG MX15RX there, so we're going to compare these two, see how this Future one compares to that one. First glance, this one seems a little bigger. We'll take some measurements and find out for sure just how much bigger. This one's got pilot controls. It's got auxiliary hydraulic lines here to run a thumb or some other attachment. It's got a light. Comes with a manual thumb. We did buy a hydraulic thumb, so we'll probably put one on. We'll see how that works, but that'll be in a different video. Bucket on this thing is about 16 inches wide. It is a cold day out here today. It's single digits. It was 0 before. I waited till it said 8 degrees before I came out for the video. Okay, we got about 39.5 inches on the blade. Track side to side, 39 inches. Each individual track is 7 inches. Track length, let's check that out here. 48, so 4-foot tracks. Okay, here's an important thing here, the width of the cage here. 30 inches on the cage. I know the MX15RX is skinnier than that, which means that you gotta huddle in closer. This one's protecting you a little better. Front to back of the cage, 35. All right, let's see here. Boom. Bottom to the curb is about 36 inches. And another 36 to the front there. So 36, 36. This part maybe about 40. These do have the pin grease zerks. That seems to be pretty common on these. The grease zerks are all these little flat ones. They say that's to keep them from breaking off when you're digging. You can change them to the normal grease zerks if you want. There's the hydraulic gauge. Tell you how much hydraulic fluid you have. It's got a nice reservoir coming to the front here. Here's where you fill it. Got a little bit of dirt on it. We brought it home during a snowstorm, so unfortunately it got full of snow. Come around to the back here. We took the rear off it, so here's one of the big downsides about this one, is it does not have a swinging door. Obviously you can see that if you're looking online, if you see pictures, so you know ahead of time you're not going to get a swinging door. You could just leave it off if you want, or maybe you can put some hinges and a clasp over here. What I like about this is it's real easy to see the engine. There's more space inside this because the hydraulic reservoir is pushed forward. So here you can see engine's pretty easy to get at. Not great, but if you really, really need to work on it, just start removing more panels here and then you expose it real nice. It's got a single hydraulic pump. I know the MX15RX has a dual pump. Means you're not going to be moving forward with your tracks and raising the boom and doing operations simultaneously. It's only going to have so much hydraulic power. When we got this one, it did have dirty gas in it. We had to drain the gas. Carb bowls right there. That was kind of easy to do. This one does have a pull start in case your battery's dead. Easy to get at with this back removed. Of course, with the grill on there, you gotta take it off first. I know some of these, they got obstacles in the way and you can't get at it, but this one you can. 420 engine, nice and simple. Those are easy to replace if you need to. Costs a little bit of money, but it's not horrible. Throttle, key, it's got a few extra little dimple divots here where you can put some more switches if you want. This one has a seat belt. The MX15RX does not have a seat belt. This one does, but it's attached to the seat. And guess what? Well, the whole seat is loose. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be bolted down. Maybe the bolts are in the toolbox. It didn't come with the bolts attached. So really, seatbelt's not doing a whole lot of good right now. Here's your electronic kill switch. Keep you from draining the battery. Most of these do count hours when the kill switch is on. I heard somebody say that when we tested that one and it did count hours, that maybe it's because we had the key switch on also. We'll have to try that someday. But I think we're going to try and sell that one. So we don't want to test that one anymore because then the hours are going to climb even more. Once we know we're going to keep this one, we'll give that test on here. Right now it's at 0.1 hours. This thing was brand new. It had 0.00000 when we got it. Okay, I think we're almost ready to start this thing up. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and get some measurements on the MX15RX to compare them. Oh, another thing about this that I like. Future, don't know what that brand is. It's very hard to find any information on them, which is why you're watching this video probably. But the wording on these stickers here, danger, do not allow people near machine when in use. That's English. Compare to filling fuel. Cruising out engine before filling fuel. Do not fill fuel when engine is running and in smoking or firing place. Huh? Not sure what they mean there. Okay, back to this one. Precautions for using excavator. It's a Chinese machine, but some of the grammar's not as bad on this one. Let's go ahead and start this up in just a minute. It's got this weird knockout right here. I don't know what that's all about. This one does not have counterweights. Yeah, that's another thing to talk about here. This one does not have counterweights. Can you install them? Probably. I think there might be a space right here. Might be able to put some counterweights right here. There's some holes, some mounts possibly. But check this out. Listen to the metal on this one. Okay, now let's head over to the CFG. Yeah, this metal seems thicker. Look at that. Look how thick that metal is. How tall is the Future FT15? 86 inches. Okay, another thing, this roof. Check out that roof. Seems a little bit better than this roof. This roof just seems just a little flimsier if you compare the two there. All right, let's get some measurements on an MX15RX. See how big it is, see how wide the blade is. I guess let's start with height. How tall is this machine? Bottom to the top of the roof. About 84, maybe 84 and a half inches. Track length. Let's check out the track length here. Track length on this thing is, it's just shy of 48 inches. You could maybe call it 48 inches. Back width, 7-inch wide. Cab, maybe about 44 at its widest or longest. Here's where this one's a little lacking. 24. The width of the cab is only 24 inches on these, meaning you're not really fitting inside very good. You can see the armrests. They're not inside the cab. Key switch, choke, throttle.
What about the width of the wheels?
Right, yeah, let's check
And
the
the
width.
blade.
Let's check the width of the blade.
I'm looking at the blade.
Width of the blade is 36. 35.5 to 36. Width of the tracks overall, 37. So the tracks are actually slightly wider than the blade.
And like the other ones are the same.
Alright. Okay, how big is the boom?
Looks the same.
Okay, I'd say here to here is about 36. There, 36. So that compares pretty decent with like a Future FT15. And let's check the length of this. I think the other one was maybe about 40. There, we're doing pin to pin, 38. 38 or so. So we'll have to compare the specs with that. Bucket. Obviously these are replaceable. But the bucket that came with it, about 16-inch wide. Claw. About 20. Okay. For those of you who wonder if these will start in cold weather, we're about to find out. It's about 8 degrees out right now.
8.
What I don't like about this one is there's no lockout. At least we've not found one yet. So if I were to climb on with this running and hit this, it's going to spin. So I'm climbing on before I start it. There's like not much information at all about these. Alright, choke. There. Shut off switch right there, turn it on. Okay, let's put our throttle mid-range. Let's see if it'll start. Yep, it's cold out. Try again. Unless I got the switch the wrong way now. Maybe I had the switch on the whole time. I don't know. Let's try it this way. Okay, no.
But then, if you had the switch on the whole time, then.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Drop the throttle down a little too soon. Try it again.
Bummer.
If I try climbing out, when I bump that, it's gonna turn. So I've got to shut it off before I climb out. I don't like that.
The only thing I do like is that we can plow the snow with it. Look at the snow plow now. We could plow the main clumps in the driveway, get the other one around, and we both plow snow.
Okay, so there we go. There we go. Future FT15. It's pretty nice.
You could scoop
You
the
can plow snow with it. Can't dig in the winter probably, unless you're really good. Okay, let's go ahead and start up the other one and bring it out and compare them. I wonder if these things start in the cold. It's about 8 degrees out right now. Climb on this thing.
Maybe it'll start better.
Ooh, I doubt it'll start better, but find out this thing has, you can't even see the hour meter when it's turned off. Don't know what that's all about. Alright, let's get this thing turned on here. Okay, we have, still doesn't say, we have 0.9 hours. Okay, choke right here. See if it'll start. Come on.
Maybe it just needs a magical touch.
It's a cold day.
What?
That started to rest a little bit. It's just going to take a couple tries probably.
Hopefully. Work. Does it have gas?
Oh. I know we were pretty low on gas.
Maybe we should go and check.
Maybe. Alright, let's check the gas. Okay, we put some gas in it. Let's see if it'll start this time. Again. Put the choke down too soon. Get a little more throttle. Yeah, shouldn't have put the choke down so soon. Got too happy. Things don't like cold weather. It should start though. Definitely let it warm up. Alright, there we go. We got a Future FT15 and a CFG MX15RX side by side. Pretty similar in size. I'd say the Future is just a little bigger. Right now it's the MX15RX that's running. There we go. Both pretty cool looking. CFG MX15RX. You get on and off either way on this one. Can't do that on the yellow one. Okay, let's start up the yellow one, do a little slow.
But you know what I noticed? The lights. They're on a different position.
Okay, yeah. Lights are on a different side. Kill switch. I don't remember which way's off. I think that way's off.
Yeah, I think it says off.
Yep. Okay, good. Oh, it does. On, off. You're right, it does say it. But I do think the key switch was the key, because that hour meter does not light up. When it's on and the key's off, that hour meter's off. So we might be good on that hour meter. All right, this one's been sitting for about 10 minutes. Let's see if it'll restart and do a little plowing. You're definitely going to want to put your cushion pads on here because they're super slippery. We just didn't want to get them all dirty because we're going to sell one of these. I would say it's a little easier to get in and off the MX15RX. Alright, see if it starts here. Chokes in a different spot on each one. I guess we had the key on the whole time.
Snow. Look how great these do when plowing snow. Like plowing a pathway. Looks like slipping. Look at that. That's nice right there. I would bow down that thing. My feet are freezing. We're in short socks. Uh-oh, looks like he got the big pile right there.
See how wide open that engine bay is on that one compared to the MX. Now, this one's not horrible, but definitely a little more crowded. So I guess, do you want to trade off having more leg space or more ability to work on the engine? Hit or miss. You just deal with it when climbing on and off. I think if you have to repair the engine, I think you would definitely rather have more engine bay space. Okay, there we are. Future FT15 versus CFG MX15RX. Okay, here we are heading to the auction. Bought a Future FT15 mini excavator. Got my coffee and gloves. It's snowing out. Hopefully the roads aren't bad. Let's go get this excavator. Here we are, it's all snowy out. We're gonna go get our excavator. See him heading that way. Don't drop it. Hey, you want to record, Tiffy? Okay,
Is it recording already?
Yep, it is.
Look at that. Why does that look bigger than our original? The roof looks better. It's cold out. This way a little. FT15. Alright, he's going to go get our other goodies. So this was the big item this round. Alright, we're going to strap it up and bring it home. Okay, I don't like how the boom's up in the air here. We're going to see if we can start it and move it forward. Nope.
Yeah.
Throttle.
Just.
Oh, it's slippery. That's some really smooth. I suppose that's why they got the carpet. Okay. Oh, want to grab the keys, someone? We took the keys out.
Yes, remember it's backwards, so forward is backwards,
Okay.
backwards, forwards.
Is there a lock? Little lock thing? Like,
I don't feel
A lock thing for the power.
might not have any feel.
Oh,
Smells like fuel, but we're not gonna push it because we didn't check the oil or anything.
right.
Too bad these don't drop.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Pretty sure the red one did not drop.
Right, no.
Running. Try to give it a good feed, then you can hold on good when I get out here. It's There we go. Okay, strap it down. All right, here we are on our way back from the auction. It's a snowy, nasty day out, slippery. We're going like 44 on the highway here. There's this white car up there that's like slowing everybody down, but with our load back there, I don't want to be passing anybody. Stuck in the fast lane going slow, so just slowly making it home. We got about an hour left. All right, see you when we get home. All right, we made it home. We didn't go in the ditch. There it is, FT15. Let's see if we can get this thing started and get it off the trailer. It's all full of snow now. Good. The jacks are still there. Nobody got some free jacks on the highway. Okay, now we get to see if it starts. It wouldn't start at the auction place. It's gonna be super slippery here. Hopefully it doesn't slip right off the trailer. We checked the oil, it's got oil. It's got gas. Gas smells old. But we need to get it off the trailer. Yeah. There we go. Slippery. Oh, it's a cold seat. It's all full of snow. They should have heaters on these things. Got cold hands. Trying to warm my hands up before I touch all this cold stuff here. Alright, let's do this. Okay, turn the power on. It's lights. Good. Our meter says 0, can't see the last part, it's covered with snow. I'm pretty sure it's 0. Okay, choke. Keys are in my pocket. Go. Use the throttle. I can smell that old gas. Chinese gas. Push the choke in. Definitely smells like bad gas. Choke again. Does not smell like good gas. The problem with this one is there's no door on the back to open it towards the engine. So draining the carb bowl and stuff means we gotta lean over this seat to do it or move the back. Resting the starter so we don't burn out the starter. So we should spray starting fluid in the intake maybe.
Maybe.
Alright. Turn this thing off for now, so we don't count up our hours. Still can't see that 1/10 of an hour part. Alright, we're gonna grab some starting fluid. Alright, we're just gonna drain the gas. We think it's got bad gas. This one doesn't have a door, so we gotta get a 12mm socket and remove all these. That's definitely a downside. It came with tools in the toolbox, but none of the fixed wrenches fit these bolts. So I don't know what point the toolbox was. And then with it not being on hinges, you gotta hold it when you take off the last one. That's definitely a downside, not having a door. Okay, but now that the door's off, there's our carb. We're gonna drain that fuel and put some new fuel in. So we probably have to go get some fuel. Okay, got some yellowish gas. Not too bad looking, but there we go. Got some brand new gas. Let's go ahead and refill this with good gas and see if it'll start. Okay, we got our fresh gas in. Probably gonna take a little while. We'll see what happens. Okay. It's a start. Try it again. Turn the throttle up maybe.
backers.
Alright, which one left the blade now?
I'm guessing sides. Side profile here so you can see what he's doing.
It wasn't lifting it.
Oh.
It was moving.
Oh!
Single pump.
Oh, it's raw!
Alright. Throw it in.
You want to open up the hoop tent? Just started moving.
Alright, let's go put in the hook.
Oh yeah, I think the other one's in the way a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to start the other one. Alright, well, might as well keep manually.
Oh yeah.
Way I put it, and we'll see what to do.
Yeah.
Look at the straps on wider.
I think this is bigger.
It might be.
I did a whip and it was like at least half a foot wider on each side. With the chest to plow for the snow.
I guess. Put it out.
Don't want to do an unboxing for the at least got on video.
Oh, man.
Maybe if you go backwards, it'll go on.
there's no lock. So if I were to hit this as I'm getting out, unlike the other one which has a lock.
Oh.
Make sure we turn that off so our hour meter doesn't keep climbing. Okay, well, our track came off already. Obviously we haven't checked the track tension because we just started it for the first time ever. Fun.
Yeah.
So we have to try and get it put back on somehow so we can get in the hoop shed before it gets dark.
Yeah.
All right. Wonder if we can just put it on. Doesn't look like it. Probably have to jack it up a little more. All right. Okay, here we are in the hoop shed. We're gonna move this one out of the way so we can park them next to each other. If this one starts, it's been sitting for a week. Oh, frozen to the ground. Okay, so you gotta, turn that on, choke, then it should be able to start.
That down.
Alright, we got to lift it on the blade and the boom. We're going to see if we can rotate it to get it in. So this one does not have a lock that I can see to keep these things from working. So I gotta shut it off when I'm going on and off. Otherwise it's gonna spin. Because I'm gonna hit this. See on my knee?
Woo-wee!
Yep. All right, let's start it up again and get in the hoop shed. Okay, make sure we turn that battery disconnect off so we're not counting our hours. Okay. But it's getting so dark.
Yeah.
Get off this thing. Whew. If we're gonna have to track our track tension.